Khaman Maluach and Derik are the two best centers in this year's draft. But for two players who play the same position, they couldn't be more different. One shines on the offensive side of the floor and the other on defense. But that doesn't tell the whole story. Let's break it down and we'll get to who I think should be the first center taken off the board. Starting with their shooting, Maluach shot 4 from 16 from 3. Not terrible. It shows that at least he has some hope that he can stretch the floor. He shot 76% from the free throw line, which is also encouraging. Queen shot 5 from 11 from deep in March, but was 0 for 8 in January and February. He tries tough shots and he isn't afraid to fail. He hit one of the best shots of the year. He was going left and hit this bank fadeaway shot that really maybe only 5 other centers in the whole world can make. I don't really trust either player to be a stretch 5 at the next level, but maybe Queen can be effective from the mid-range. Both players are pretty effective in the post, but they play pretty differently there. Maluach has his basic touch around the rim. He's not going to wow you. He does have a solid right-handed hook shot, but he doesn't have a variety of moves in the post. His footwork is pretty simple. His footwork as a roll man also needs improvement. Adding a push shot would make him a little bit less one-dimensional. And that one dimension for him is being able to dunk the ball. He's long, he's athletic, and he has a high catch point. Queen, on the other hand, doesn't have a lot of those things. He's undersized for a center, and he struggles against length and bigger guys. And there's plenty of moments where I was watching him, and I just wish he would dunk it instead of laying it up. But he plays calm in the post, he never looks sped up, he has a really beautiful spin move in the post, and I've seen him make a few turnaround jumpers. Queen's lack of athleticism also shows when he's attacking the basket. He can struggle against bigger players, and he misses easy shots at the rim. He doesn't have a lot of lift, and because of that, he gets stripped and blocked more than you'd like. But even though he's not an above the rim finisher, he makes up for it with his creativity. He's shown the ability to read and react to the defense and be able to adjust mid-drive. He's had some really crafty finishes, and he even has a Euro step in his game, which you can't say about a lot of big men. You definitely can't say it about Maluach. He doesn't have a face-up game, and when he dribbles 3 to 4 times in a row, I get scared that he's going to lose the ball. Maluach doesn't have the best feel, but to be fair, he only started playing basketball as a teenager. The amount that he's grown over the last 5-6 years is pretty amazing, but he still has a ways to go. He doesn't read the floor all that well, and his court awareness is still developing. He can get the ball stripped by smaller guards, and he doesn't protect the ball all that well. And for him to be at his best, he's likely going to need a table setter. But Queen can set his own table, and he can set it for others. He has a high basketball IQ, and his court mapping is on another level. He could run pinch post action too, and I think Maryland should have used him more there. Just like in other parts of his game, he's not scared to make mistakes. He'll throw risky but creative passes in transition. And I'm going to say it, he kind of reminds me of Jokic in that way.
First on this. That is blasphemous!
And he also kind of reminds me of Jokic in his touch passes. Queen just passes at another whole level, and you can create an offense where Queen is being one of the main facilitators. You can't really have Queen be the anchor point for a defense though. His post defense is definitely a concern. He gets moved around way too easily for someone his size. And honestly, it just seems kind of like an effort issue. I don't see him pushing and fighting for position when it comes to post defense. Maluach is clearly the better post defender. Players are definitely hesitant to attack him, and he's an intimidating presence inside. He does need to add strength though. You'll see guys facing up against him, and when they drive and hit him in the chest, he kinda goes back. The reason Maluach is so intimidating is because he's 7'2" with a 7'5" wingspan. He's long and athletic, and he had some nasty blocks, especially on the weak side. But he only had 1.3 blocks per game, and Queen had 1.1, so there's not a big difference on paper, but the context matters. Teams didn't want to test Maluach, but players were willing to go at Queen. He tries to stay vertical, but he doesn't offer much resistance. And he also struggles with perimeter defense and stretch fives who pull him away from the paint. For example, Danny Wolf gave him some problems. He doesn't project to be a switch defender, and that's mostly because his upright stance kills him. When he's locked in and in a stance like he was against Northwestern, he did flash some switchable ability. But overall he plays too upright and he looks disengaged at times. He lacks lateral quickness, so he really can't guard 4s and he's strictly a 5. The best case scenario is that you surround him with better defenders and you hide him maybe in a zone defense at times. Maluach also struggles with perimeter defense, and he doesn't love guarding stretch 5s who can attack off the dribble. But he was better than expected. He can get low for his size and slide a little bit. He's still not going to be switchable full time, but in short spurts like in late games he can hold his own. His effort level is definitely more consistent than Queen's. And I go back and forth on Derik Queen's potential on defense. Some games I wonder, am I underrating his defense? And then on other games it seems like he's just not trying as hard as he possibly can. He has good defensive stretches when he's locked in, and he could be a better defender if he committed to it. He actually dropped from 262 pounds to 239 pounds through diet and training. And if he keeps working on his body, then this could help him on both ends. Draft day is right around the corner, and there's an NBA team right now deciding between the two guys. They may look at Maluach and see that he fits the prototype of a modern big. He has the size and the athleticism and the rim protection that you want in a modern big. And the best case scenario for him is a Rudy Gobert type career with a developing jumper. And that's all-star upside. But it's not like Queen doesn't have all-star upside. He's extremely skilled, he has great feel, and he's super creative on offense. He could be an offensive hub for a team. Picking between the two is a subjective answer. What vision do you want to create for your team? Do you want a defensive anchor who's great at finishing in the pick and roll? Or do you want a great offensive creative player? I think Maluach has the higher floor between the two, but I'm going to lean towards the guy who has higher upside, and for me that's Derik Queen. I love bigs that could pass like him, and that kind of vision comes with elite feel. Queen processes the game faster, and that's why I think he'll adjust to the NBA more quickly. He has his flaws, as I discussed, but I'll take the more skilled and the more polished player between the two. Let me know if you agree. Thanks for watching. Peace.